My ex-girlfriend got revenge on me and I'm so broken. I am 25, have been with my ex-girlfriend Carly F 23 for nearly 10 years. We were high school sweethearts and we had a good relationship up until after she completed college. Adulthood has been putting strain on our relationship, so bills and finding sustaining jobs has been a challenge. We started arguing a bunch and just started overall being annoyed with each other's existence. We weren't sleeping in the same room, let alone be intimate. It was a tough time to say the least. We tried therapy and I felt like it wasn't working. I honestly wanted to be done, but I couldn't break up with her because we lived together and she helped me get out of debt. So I did something horrible and I started cheating on her with her childhood best friend. I thought she would never find out, and my gosh, I was wrong. Yesterday afternoon, I came home and she wanted to talk, and without hesitation, she jumped straight into it and asked me point blank if I was cheating on her, and I of course tried to lie, and she just starts laughing and says, "I knew you weren't going to admit it, but I was going to give you the benefit of doubt. So now I just feel less guilty." I just confessed to her and she just looked at me and didn't have any expression or speak. When I finished, she just laughs and told me and I would never forget it. Honestly, it's fine because Louis was over last weekend and we had a great time. My heart dropped to stomach because Louis is my big brother. I just thought it was low blow on Carly given she knew how insecure I was about my brother. He's the golden child and literally always did things 10x better than me. I'm stuck having to have some sort of relationship with him, and meanwhile she can just drop her friend. My chest and heart has been hurting so much since I found out and I'm so broken. I know I was wrong for cheating first, but if she knew, why didn't she just break up with me first? I called out of work because I feel like throwing up just thinking about it. Edit: I did not intend for this to be a viral post. I'm just extremely hurt and I get I fucked up. Also yes, I know she did because she offered video proof and my brother has been dodging my calls. I'm going actually insane right now, and all you people here are just obsessed with kicking me while I'm down, and it's fucked up. Like, I get lol so funny. She won, good for her. Also with the debt she helped me paid off, she just did it from her inheritance. I didn't ask her. If she asked for the money back, I will be willing to set up some payment arrangement with her. Keeping my first secret from my girlfriend. I'm keeping my first proper secret from my girlfriend. Recently she's been wanting to make me breakfast in bed, but we're sort of long distance, so it was only recently that she had the chance. Then I woke up when the alarm went off, and she didn't. Honestly, I was very conflicted, because part of me wanted to take the chance and make breakfast in bed for her, but also she'd been so excited at the idea of treating me. I didn't want to take that from her. So, I set another alarm for 5 minutes time, and made sure to let it ring through. As expected, she woke up, and then, believing I was still asleep, tucked me into bed, gave me some affectionate pats, and was eagerly talking to herself about what she would cook. I swear I've never felt my heart melt so fast. I've since woken up, and as of writing this, I'm setting up a show for us to watch while we eat. I don't know how long I'll keep this from her, since it might be a funny story to tell in a few years' time. But until then, it'll be our secret, and I'll be making her breakfast in bed at the first chance I get. My best friend fired me as her maid of honor because I might be pregnant at her wedding. Sorry it's quite long, but I need to rant about this. I don't know how to move forward with her. I appreciate you reading it. X. One of my 27F best friends, 27F, who I have known for 20 years, asked me to be her maid of honor in January this year for her wedding next year. It would be me as Mo and one other bridesmaid. All has been fine, and then 2 weeks ago, she asked my husband and I out for coffee with her fiancé, and after general chit-chat, she asked me to step down as Mo. Her reasoning was because my husband and I have been talking more about children, and she doesn't want to have a pregnant Mo taking the attention away from her. I was upset and had to leave the table momentarily to calm down. During this time, she said to my husband, "We thought that she would react like this." When I came back, I mentioned that if I would still be a pregnant bridesmaid, I thought she just didn't want me to be Mo. To which she then responded, "Well, we of you guys just coming as guests." She tried to dress it up like it was for my benefit, as she didn't want me lifting heavy things or getting stressed out if I was pregnant, and that she wanted fitted bridesmaid dresses and didn't want to have to alter them for me, which my husband and I offered to pay for ourselves if needed. But the fact that she stated it as a decision and not a discussion with myself or my husband to see how we felt shows that she already made her mind up. She literally said verbatim that it's the one day for it to be all about me, and I think that you being pregnant would take attention from me as the bride. We offered resolutions to everything she said that were contributing factors, like the apparent heavy lifting, which my sister as my Mo didn't have to do at mine if I became sick again, not yet pregnant. a complete hypothetical, and there are medications for that. And that she didn't want me to plan our pregnancy around her. We weren't even going to do that, so I don't know why she thought we would. She kept repeating the main reason, which was because me being pregnant would be a distraction from her on her wedding day, and that she wanted her wedding today to just be about one big life event and not two. So she has just asked my husband and I to come as guests and has insinuated that she would be happy if I still wanted to plan the Hindu bachelorette party, which I have informed her one other bridesmaid that I won't be doing and she will have to take it from here. I would like to stress that I am not currently pregnant, so she is making this decision based on a hypothetical, which to us is even more of a shock and confusing. Little addition, she was one of my bridesmaids and I never would have thought about excluding her if she became pregnant. Thank you so much for making it to the end. My Tinder date turned out to be my childhood nemesis update. First. Gosh, TikTok. Honestly, this update came sooner than I'd have wanted since everything didn't go as planned. I'm gonna try explain in as much detail as I can so it's longish, but you can skip to the reaction if you want. Original plan. The original plan was to get a similar balloon as you suggested. Thing is that balloon was slightly complicated. It was one of those heart-shaped ones and had multiple colored dots, so it was going to take a bit of time to find one. I also managed to find my old photos during my time in hospital from my mom's album. Generally, I was going to stick the photo to my forehead, have the identical balloon with me, and wear something identical to those hospital gowns. Call her over and let her get dumbfounded by what's going on, and then clutch on to my balloon for dear life, and say, this time she can't take my balloon, then have her figure it all out by herself. Okay, maybe not the gown thing cause I can imagine it being really weird from her perspective, but you get the point. To make it reminiscent of that time she stole my balloon. Reaction. Well, those plans ended when I got a call from her telling me I wouldn't believe a post she saw on TikTok from a Reddit post, and then proceeded to explain my whole post to me, and at this point my heart was racing. She asked if it was me, but I denied like my life depended on it, like I didn't even know what Reddit was, and said she was trying to mess with me. Even after she told me to search it, I still said I didn't see it and used that moment to ask her to come over to prove it, and then later, she did show up and immediately had her phone to my face laughing and saying, there was no way this wasn't me because of the timing and details. I still denied, and eventually when we were sitting down listening to the post together, I said it's so crazy, and she asked me one last time to reaffirm to her that it wasn't me, and I told her no, it wasn't. The confusion she had was funny because I could tell she was trying to wrap her brain around this, and I was like, it's so crazy that these things happen. Then slowly started mentioning the accurate details, like along the lines of, it's so crazy that you'd meet the person who stole your heart-shaped spotted balloon as a kid on a busy hallway, and then not tell her it was you, and instead make a whole Reddit post because you planned to surprise her, but the post landed on TikTok, and she caught wind of it and you're still denying whilst literally sitting next to her, and midway, already gasping, and she hit me with a cushion, telling me to shut up. I legit couldn't contain my laughter, and she was pacing up and down saying there was no way this was happening, and I said it was me and that it was about time she gave me my balloon back. I even went to fetch that album and showed her my pictures during my hospital stay, and she immediately started apologizing. I told her I was over it, and the post was over-exaggerated for clicks, but she said she still wanted to apologize anyway, and I also apologized not saying it then because I didn't think she would have believed me, and she said she definitely wouldn't have. We talked a bit more and she promised to buy me a balloon. Extra, I'm going to have a field telling this to my children at 80-something. Ick, the life expectancy here isn't that high. Oh, and the hate fucking suggestion crew. I pray for all you find salvation. She read every single comment and y'all better apologize. Maybe I'll update when I get that balloon. Her mom would also like to see me sue. That's probably the last thing you'll get out of me. Thanks for being here, I guess. Saw my ex's dad today and spoke with him for 2 hours. So today I went to a brewery with my dad and we ran into my ex's dad. We are all from the same town, about 100,000 people, and my ex lives about 900 miles away. Anyways, she broke up with me about 2.5 years ago after coming out as gay. Got ugly when she wanted the dogs, even though one was my parents' graduation gift to me and I bought the other one. Found out my ex and her father are on very limited contact now. I knew some details because, on Christmas Eve 2020, she called my mom and basically blew up saying she was going to drive back to her home, my previous home, overnight again. It's 900-mile drive. The reason being was her dad told her to let the dogs go. I think he said this not because he agreed with me, but because he knew this wasn't something she could win and it was for her well-being to let it go. Say what you want to say about me keeping both dogs, but talking with him and could honestly tell he missed me. Said that when she ended this, he felt like he lost a son. She's an only child. Then when she went limited contacted, he felt like he lost her as well. This man is a good man and would do anything to protect his daughter. We talked about other things, mostly fishing. He mentioned he wouldn't mind going fishing with me again. I just feel bad for him. I don't feel like he deserves this. He's a good man and I do think I'll reach out to him again. One Street Edit. First of all, thank you for the responses. Wasn't expecting much and y'all have been great. My ex's father is a great man and I wish things had turned out different for him and his daughter, even if things didn't work out for me and her. His daughter is practically a stranger to most of her family now, and I do want everyone to know that I do have the dogs. They were bonded together when things ended between my ex and I, and the one thing I wasn't going to do was split them apart.